what we talked about was we were expecting volatility. I kind of said I had no real strong opinion about where price was headed in the short term, but I was expecting some volatility, and that's when we were right smack dab in the middle of the two Bollinger Bands. And so the squeeze is highlighted by that yellow shaded area, and I'm using the wick high time frame indicator to identify that. What we talked about last week was that for the past three volatility squeezes we've had, we've initially gone in one direction to grab liquidity from the breakout traders and then gone in the opposite direction. And so once again, this actually happened again on this fourth time on Wednesday. We broke out above the Bollinger Band, looked like we were having the squeeze to the upside, grab liquidity, and then reversed. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I necessarily like called this, but it's just like we were prepared for this. And what we had talked about last week was like we were in the middle of the bands, but to kind of check your bias in terms of like, it did look like it was breaking to the upside, but if you had been paying attention to what we mentioned in the newsletter last week, then you wouldn't have, just been, fully bullish. Like you would have been aware that there's the potential that we would have this reversal, which we end up doing. So now we've had four of those in a row where we've broken out, grabbed liquidity and reversed. As far as like price structure, these are just levels that I've had in here for like weeks now. I think as long as we're above this kind of green zone, which was that point of breakdown from earlier this year, I remain bullish. I mean, I'm not saying that this will happen, but I think we could correct as low as like 51 to 53K and still maintain like bullish market structure. I think if that happened, you would see some sideways consolidation. But I think as long as we're maintaining above that level, just from like a pure price structure standpoint, I'm not like macro bearish.